relationships affect our friendships. And yeah, we're just going to kind of get into that a little bit. Just what we've experienced together and what we've experienced separately, like just as like the single friend, and also what we've experienced together in a relationship. So yeah, before we get into that though, it's been a really weird week.
Very weird. As an understatement.
Yes. On top of me getting sick and then me getting you sick.
And getting my dad sick.
It all started with that. Yeah, and I got your dad sick. I'm the Jackie virus. Your dad literally called me a virus today. He didn't want to hug me, and he's like, "You are the virus." And I was like, eh.
You are the virus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Work has just been mainly work for me. More about, like, I wasn't so sick compared to you. You look like death. Like, you look like a human skeleton person.
I really did on Sunday.
Yeah, and you just, yeah. But other than that, it was mainly work for me.
Same here.
Yeah, yours is a bit more out there. I don't know if you want to...
Yeah, so I don't know if anybody else knows what's going on, but it's kind of like it's been a process that's been happening since 2017, but Disney just bought the majority of 21st Century Fox, and the transaction like officially went through on Wednesday. Everybody knew it was coming, but this week, like the way everything happened went down on Wednesday was or on Thursday actually, was really gnarly because it just like left and right people were getting, and like not just like anybody, but I mean executives, VPs were just getting laid off, pink slip, pink slip, pink slip, pink slip. They laid off like 50 people within one morning. It's crazy. So yeah, it's been.
How did you feel? Were you just waiting for your pink slip, or?
I wasn't waiting for my pink slip. For me, it's just weird because I started off as a messenger there. So I'm familiar with all these names. So I know who was getting, like, who the person was, what they've been doing, how long they've been there. I, like, am very familiar with what they're doing and everything. So I was just shocked. I was like, what? Like, this is like a head person. Like, they are in charge. They also decided to retire Fox 2000, which is they're the ones that made Hidden Figures, The Devil Wears Prada, The Fault in Our Stars.
So those are like wait, so it's not 20. So 20th Century Fox is the main company, and then Fox 2000 is the movie part of it.
No, 21st Century Fox film is like the main film part of Fox. So they bought 21st Century Fox film. They bought Searchlight. They bought Fox TV Production.
What is Searchlight? Is that movies?
Searchlight is like movies as well. Fox 2000 is movies. They bought Fox TV Production. What else? Fox TV, anything with film and Fox TV, they own, which is the majority.
Pretty much all of it. Besides, was it sports was the only one they don't own?
It's the majority of Fox, yeah. So the only thing that they don't own is Fox Sports.
Why did does Disney never got into sports though, huh?
Yeah, like, they have ESPN.
Disney owns ESPN?
Yeah.
What do they not own? Like, they are in every film, like, recording.
They don't own
Do they own a podcast yet?
I'm sure they do. No, actually, they technically... Okay, so this is where it gets really weird this week for me. So, our intranet is Fox Forward. And on Wednesday, or on Thursday, when everything went live, because the transaction went through on Wednesday, but everything, like, officially went live on Thursday. And when I was trying to log into, because they like sent an email out, HR sent an email out for the new Fox, which is what I'm under. I'm not going to be Disney. So they sent an email for it saying your new intranet is going to be Backstage and all this stuff. So I'm trying to log in on Thursday, and IT is telling me that I am not the new Fox. I'm Remain Company, which means I'm Disney.
Your Remain Company?
Yeah, which means you're Disney. So I tell weird. My boss this, and everybody else is like, my boss is like, no, you're not Disney. You're the new Fox. You're Fox Corporate or Fox Studios LLC. That's technically what we are. And that falls under Fox Corp, which is Fox Broadcast, Fox Sports, and Fox News. So it's really weird. So I was like, I'm like in limbo right now until the HR person comes back on Monday. I'm like in the system, I'm Disney, but technically I'm not supposed to be Disney. I'm Fox News or I'm Fox Studios. So it's a really weird thing.
So maybe once they get this whole buyout settled, if you still have your job, which I really hope to God you do, so it's just you're going to be working for Disney. Like on your resume,
No,
will it be showing up as Disney or was it
I'm
Fox
not.
2000
I'm not Disney at all. I am Fox. I'm the new Fox, which is just Fox Studios
Studios?
LLC. Or just Fox. Like my paycheck says Fox Studios LLC. I don't know what LLC stands for.
Limited liability company.
Oh, there you go. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what Fine Line Molds is. But Fine Line Molds is under Four Boys, Incorporated LLC. So like my uncle, he's experienced with that, so he knows the right way to pretty much cover your ass when you're purchasing things to make sure if you want to go towards the future and you want to have other companies, you can just pretty much put it under that, and it's easier to handle in general. I don't know the specifics, obviously, as you can see,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's like limited liability. It kind of speaks for itself. So
Well, that is what we are. We're Fox Studios LLC. That falls under Fox Corp, which is Fox News, Broadcast.
have you looked up the
And
stock for Fox like News or Fox Sports or
the
anything?
first day, no, not for that, but the first day under like the new Fox, our stock was like at 36 and it went up to like 100 by like noon or
No
something.
shit.
So, yeah, it's good right now. So we'll see. And that's the silver lining of this too, is that every one of us for the new Fox company are going to now be shareholders of the company.
Yeah, you're telling me
So
that.
that's going to be good, but
So what do you know percentage? So it's just $1,000 in stock, right?
$1,000 for anybody who is starting like from now, from the day that like it all went through, like from the first day of Fox to 10 years, you get up to $1,000. 20 years, you get $2,000 or something, or something like that. And then anything more than that is $3,000. So
So
that's
just
like,
depending on how long you're there, you
yeah, it
get more
just
money. That
depends on
makes
how long
sense.
you're there. So for me, it'd be $1,000, but
But if you're there for 10 years, did they bump that up? Like now we're gonna give you.
no, 10 years is 1,000.
So what was it? 20. So what? 1 to 10 years.
More than 10 years is 2,000. Yeah,
So
but
once you get
then
more, let's say you get 11 years, then you get $2,000.
3,000.
3,000. Okay, I'm getting a little hazy off this beer already. That's why I'm not able to keep track of everything. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's still good though. I mean, they're not just kind of throwing you out to the lions like, hey,
It'll be
your job's
good
up in the air,
because
and by the
my
way,
job is
you
still kind
get
of up in
shit.
the air. But the good thing is, I mean, honestly, even the people that are getting laid off from Disney, the Disney side of everything, they are still getting really great packages going home, and like they're pretty much set for a good time. But
you always get
it's
treated
just a
very
really
well there.
strange feeling. It's a really weird atmosphere, like on the lot, just knowing that it's slowly gonna keep happening. Right now, they said they're gonna start with like the higher guys, but it's slowly gonna keep happening. And for us, even though we're not Disney, the whole thing is that within 6 months to a year, they have to see what we can, like, if they even need our services, whether it's for the new Fox or for Disney. They need to see if like they're really gonna need all of us for that.
Yeah, they can't just make the change. They're not going to know immediately.
Yeah, so even if we're not Disney, Disney still needs to see, or Fox still needs to see if we're gonna be able to even service Disney in any way.
So what are you going to do about it?
What am I gonna do about it?
What are you going to do about it?
Well,
I'm putting
first
you
of
on
all, I gotta
blast.
work on my resume.
Yeah.
And just update my resume. And I'm just learning every little thing I possibly can. Like, I talked to my boss about it. We're learning every little thing we possibly can from, like, anything that he can teach us. We're taking it in, soaking it in, and being prepared. His his hopeful thing is that we at least, like, go corporate, and then, because we're union, so at least we can go corporate. and that'll kind of benefit us in some ways. But it's just the whole thing. It's just been a really weird situation.
Does Disney
this week.
support unions? Don't they have union workers?
I think they do. I think they do have unions. I think all studios have unions. But we're not Disney. That's the thing. That's where I'm getting to.
That's confusing. Like you're getting bought out by Disney, but you're not Disney.
All of us are getting bought out by. Not all of 21st Century Fox is getting bought out by.
But 21st Century Fox is no longer going to be a thing.
No, it's all Disney. Like today, so
that's where I get a little confused. Like
chairman,
I see it. 21st Century Fox was the entirety of all the umbrella companies that were under it. They pretty much had Fox in the name, but Disney's buying it.
A few years ago, Fox Corp became a thing, and like that took over Fox News. So that's who we are like basically going with. That's the side that we're going with.
Are they owned by 20th Century Fox?
They're just owned by Fox. They're just Fox. They're not 21st Century Fox.
Do they share the same lot?
Yeah, we're all in the same lot.
That's so. Isn't that confusing?
We're on the same lot with Disney.
Well, it's just a giant space that they kind of just like you pay rent for in certain areas.
Yeah, we're all on the same lot, but it's two different companies on the same lot. That's where also it can get kind of weird because if they decide we don't want them on the lot, we can go bye-bye.
They can just take another part of Disney and say, "Hey,
they can
you guys
even
are
sell.
gone."
They can even sell the property to somebody else.
Exactly, another part of Disney, make it cheaper if they need to.
Yeah,
so that's why. Yeah, you're at their whim. Before you was like you were you're paying rent to the landowner who was your uncle, and now your uncle lost the business, and now it's just some stranger.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh shit, they could just hike up the rent. They can kick me out anytime for better tenants or whatever the fuck. But all you could do is pray, baby. Keep learning.
Pray, and like I said, just work on my resume, and
I think you'll be all right though. Either way,
I think everybody honestly is gonna be fine. It's just more of the feeling of like these people have worked on some of the biggest projects for 21st Century Fox.
Yeah.
And some of the biggest movies that have been put out there that have won awards, and
not a lot of people can say they worked at
for all of
movie
that
studio.
Yeah, and for all of that to just within a day, it's just like,
I mean, it's done. But it was announced. Like it's not just like it was sprung on you in a day.
Well, yeah, it was announced,
but
it's still okay. So that's the other thing that I was reading about was that. At least for our employees that are getting laid off, they knew what they were going to be receiving. Apparently, Disney employees that are getting laid off they're clueless. They have no idea what they're going to get.
So that's what you probably have to prepare yourself for in the future. Like you just got to expect the unexpected.
So they're like, we don't know what our severance packages are going to be. None of that.
That's so shitty.
But so the number of people that are supposed to be getting laid off within the next year are up to at least 4,000 people. That's like a whole stadium. My supervisor was saying that's like a whole stadium.
How many employees is that?
4,000 employees.
No, I'm saying like all together. 4,000 out of what? Do you know?
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, that would.
It's got to be millions.
Oh, okay. If it's in millions, it doesn't really sound that bad. Like 4,000.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm just exaggerating.
That's like 4% of your staff was cut. Okay, that's not bad. If it's a million and you cut 4,000,
it's still a lot. 4,000. I don't know, because I don't even think there's. I don't even think there's 4,000 people on our studio lot. I could be wrong. There might be. I don't know. Point is, it's been a weird week with that, but.
And I'm in the same boat.
Yeah.
Except for I saw it all coming from a mile away.
Well, we kind of saw it coming
nothing
too.
About it.
Yeah, we saw it coming too. It's just that now we're living it. But anyways, moving on from that.
Let's move into
our
something
topic.
remote, not even remotely close to that.
No.
Let's talk about how our relationship, you and I, has affected our friendships and social life in general, and just like overall, even my attitude has been just, my mom knew immediately after like the first month. My brother Ryan mentioned it to me. He was just like, dude, you just seem way happier. My mom just immediately agreed with him, like, you're just a way more positive person, you're smiling again. And
You're more
it honestly
social.
it felt like I was like, don't want to be dramatic, but it felt like I was alive again. Like I was in the biggest slump, I guess you could say, like in my life.
Yeah.
And when you came along, yeah, something in my heart just told me to not let you go. Even though I was down in the dumps and I was being a dick, essentially.
He still kind of is sometimes.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm just
yeah. I
kidding.
know. I try not to be. But that's it's just I'm working at it, and that's all I can do. As long as you don't get fed up with me soon, then I think we'll
Not
be good.
yet. I'm just kidding.
So how do you think?
Well, okay, so for me for me personally, as far as us being in a relationship, we've been doing this for a year now, and how it's changed. Going out together is very different than going out as a single person. It's changed a lot because you're it's no longer you're just like going like for me if I go out by myself, I've gone out by myself with just friends, and it doesn't feel the same. It feels weird. It's like you feel like you're literally missing a part of yourself. I'm still enjoying myself with my friends, but it feels like I'm missing like a part of myself because I don't have you there, and I kind of want to be doing everything with you. So, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's funny because when I was single, because I was single, I was the fifth wheel and the third wheel for a long time. And
What about the seventh wheel
I don't know what a seventh wheel is.
or a
I
ninth
didn't have
wheel?
that many friends. But I was a fifth wheel and the third wheel for a long time. And I didn't mind it, actually. I thought it was like a lot of fun. But I think it's because of my friends, the type of friends that I had. But it does come to a point where it's like, kind of sucks because everybody can couple up and you're just like, oh, over there by yourself in the corner, because you can't couple up.
Yeah.
And I remember,
Do you ever think you let it show? Like you were just while you
no,
were with them, you were like, "Fuck, I wanted someone with me right now."
I never let my friends feel uncomfortable because I wanted them to be happy.
Yeah,
So I never let them feel uncomfortable.
because you're not selfish.
I guess.
That's a what's a good trait? What's a word for a good trait? I don't know.
Not selfish.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
But yeah, the one thing though that I do remember like having it bother me a lot was when my friends would initially get into relationships and then I saw less and less of them. That was kind of like, and
that's
now
that's
that I'm,
very common though.
yeah, and now that I'm in, but I didn't, at the time, I was like, this is kind of annoying. Like, I get it, you're happy, you're in a relationship, but I was like, I want to see my friend again.
Yeah.
Even if it was with their boyfriend or girlfriend, I want to see my friend again. And I think that's something that now being in a relationship, I'm like, I get it. You want to be with that person, especially the first year. You want to experience all those things, like a lot of things together. So,
And that's a little bit like it sounds kind of shitty to say, but it's little bit of jealousy, isn't it? When
I
your friend
guess.
is just, it's like you want to spend time with your friend, and then no, because I've experienced it too, and it's more of like, why don't I get to spend time with you? Why do you have to go spend time with them? I want to hang out with you too. But at the same time, I think in the beginning of the relationship, you just when you're friends with someone and they're dating someone, they really like them, and you can tell you need to just give them their space to be like, okay, this is a new person. They want to really get to know
Yeah.
them before they bring them around you, and they want to know that they want to feel comfortable with them around you. With you, I just thought, just go for it, just go all in, just meet everybody now, because I just want to. I, in my head, I saw you. I was nervous. I was definitely nervous for you to meet Nick, especially because he was hammered, and you'd already met my mom, and you'd met Ryan
Meeting
and
your
Evan.
family was easy.
It was mainly Nick because I look up to Nick a lot, and yeah, because I just never had a relationship, like a serious relationship, and they'd never really met him, like a girl that I've dated. But yeah, other than that, yeah. But you're like the sweetest girl ever, and it was kind of it was just one night. It was the night when we were playing Call of Duty in Evan's garage.
And
Shocker,
Nick was really drunk.
he was hammered. That was a good night though. That was a very good night.
Yeah, kind of.
That leads back into episode 1, but
Yeah.
we'll leave that. We'll leave that. But yeah, I mean, the reason I can relate to that, I didn't really miss like my friends so much because it was mainly Mikey who had his girlfriend Jocelyn at the time, and they hung out a lot. But it wasn't to where like I never saw Mikey because we hung out a lot at that time. But it was when I was in Oklahoma. My friend Bailey, her best friend Sarah, she was the type of a girl who once she gets a boyfriend, she has to have a relationship, and then she'll just completely drop all her friends. I don't know how like to what extent it was. She just complained to me all the time, like fucking fuck Sarah, this and that. You know, she's not even my friend anymore. I don't even want to fucking see her face. I'm just like, damn girl. But yeah,
I mean, I don't think I ever got to that angry about it. I just remember my friend Rosa and I having like really like intense conversations, just being like, we can never do this to each other if we end up in a relationship. If like one of us ends up in a relationship before the other, like we can't do this to each other. Like we can't just like stop hanging out or like ignore each other or like just not have a friendship. And it's been a year. We've both been in a relationship for the same amount of time, basically. And we hardly ever hang out. But we're both so happy. So I finally understand it.
yeah.
And I think also the older you get, the less you want to go out with just your single friends and the more you want to go out with like couples. Like
Because
I
it's
rather
a vibe. It's a whole different vibe.
exactly. I'd rather go out with like couples than like go out with just my single friends
Yeah.
or just go out. Like it's gotta be. I think Shelby's a really good person to go out with if you're a couple. I think she's a really good like third wheel person because
She just got like a lot of positive energy.
yeah, exactly. So it takes like a special person to be the third wheel, I guess. I guess I'm kind of like
That's my brother too.
making myself feel all...
Ryan's that way for sure. I mean, he's not usually a third wheel, but he's just a good person to have around. Like he's always like you can always have good conversation with him, and he's got a lot of energy too. That's why I kind of said, hey, let's get Shelby and Ryan hooked up. Because Shelby's a pretty girl and Ryan's he's a good looking dude. You know, he's my brother and he's buying him, so you already know we're all good looking and all that.
Oh my God. Anyways.
But yeah, I still think they should hang out one day or just Ryan should go wine tasting. I think Ryan should go wine tasting though.
You know Shelby's gonna hear that and she's gonna be like, what the fuck, Jackie?
If Ryan had a legit mic, then he would be on here and Shelby would be able to see him. But
or hear him.
Yeah, both. You can hear his voice and
oh my God,
and all that stuff. So yeah, I just think that just like anything, it just has its ups and downs. It just takes getting used to and just not being so emotional about. Even though I'm like extremely emotional in our relationship.
You're emotional?
Yeah. In the beginning, I was very emotional in the beginning. Now I'm just like, I've chilled out. You just make me emotional,
I'm
like
the one
on
that
a happy
cries.
level.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I'm the one that cries half the time.
You just get
for
me
no reason.
You just get me all giddy, like a little schoolgirl. I get all excited and shit.
Oh, you still get all excited and shit.
I know, I love it. That's why I love you so much. You just get me feeling some type of way. But
so,
I think what I wanted to bring up was the whole time since I moved back here from Oklahoma, I spent a lot of time at Evans, just boozing and drinking and smoking and hanging out and just watching sports and watching them play poker and shit, playing video games every now and then. I did that every weekend, and I think if I was into sports more, it would have been like I enjoy watching a good game regardless of what sport it is, but I think that it definitely got old to a certain point, and I knew that in my head. But I was like, dude, I don't want to just go chill in my room and just be by myself when I can hear them down the street laughing and bullshit and having a good time.
You can literally hear them from here. I never noticed that.
If these mics were like supersonic or something, you'd be able to hear them. But yeah, I just think that once I started dating you, I was there a lot less. Like pretty much.
Do you miss it?
When we start dating, no, not really.
Do you feel like I took you away from them?
Absolutely not. Because in the beginning, I have it at I go there at the right time because I used to go there every weekend and then it just felt like repetitive and it was just like I like a little to mix it up a little bit and they're still drinking the same New Amsterdam handle and whatever chaser they got, which is that's no problem by me. I was always the one trying to bring Jack or some type of random beer or alcohol, and they never were down for it. But it's for me personally, it's good for me. I love going down there, like maybe once a month or something, every now and then, because it's always like then we could always catch up or just go or just talk about random bullshit. That's like, it's refreshing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
because you're not seeing them every single weekend.
yeah,
And it's not the same.
because
thing
like
every single weekend.
if I was seeing them every weekend, it'd be chill. If we were like going out boarding one weekend, and then the next weekend we were biking, and the next weekend we were snowboarding, and the next weekend we were hiking, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
But for me, because they do a lot of betting and shit, and I was always broke, so I never had the money to do that, and I hate betting because I hate my luck, so never got into that. But yeah. So our relationship affected my friendships like very positively and
In a good way.
in a great way.
That's good.
Yeah. Like there's the only negative I see in our like relationship affecting friendships is in the beginning was when I first came down there, like Ronnie, one of my buddies, Ronnie, he's a neighbor as well. He lives across the street he lives on the other side of Evan's house. As I was walking up, he was just like, dude, you haven't been here in a while. You could tell he was kind of like, just,
Not
I don't know, it
cool.
was weird. Like,
Yeah.
just kind of like, dude, what the fuck? I was like, I'm just doing my thing, man. And he didn't really make much of it, but that was the only little instance that I can remember that it was like, uh-oh. But not really like, uh-oh, just like, it just sticks out a little bit.
Yeah.
But,
like a friend's noticing you've been
yeah.
gone.
I think they all know that. Yeah, you've just like made me so happy, and just like I've had just
You're in a
way better
different
attitude.
stage in
And it's
your
more
life
fun
than they
going down
are.
there, dude. It's just more. I'm just in a way better mood, and like my mind is like always refreshed and yeah. it, I feel like I'm just like bragging at a certain point, or just like repeating myself or whatever. But yeah, it's just all good, baby.
So but like since we've been in a relationship, how has it been? What are new things that you've discovered, like when we go out?
Wine tasting.
What are new things you've discovered that you're like, I've never done this before, and it's like it's something new for you since we've been in a relationship?
That's a good question. I couldn't answer that like on the spot. It's really, I think just going shopping in general for like if I go to Ross and get some clothes, or like we're getting stuff for you, or just definitely Christmas shopping too is a lot of fun.
It's very different, right? It's
Yeah,
like
it was just I was more relaxed.
It's
Like
a new
I felt like I
feeling
was at home away from home.
because you're doing it with someone else, and like you're experiencing these things that you used to do by yourself. You now have to think about that other person that's with you. It's
Yeah.
not just you anymore. And I think also, so to sidetrack from that a little bit, but I wanted to go back to what you were saying about how our relationship has affected your friendships positively. I feel for me like it's affected my friendships, and also not in a bad way, but I've felt some guilt about it, and I've even talked to some of my friends about it. Like, I feel bad, like I haven't been around, or I haven't like hung out with you guys, but I'm trying to balance 2 jobs and now a relationship and still like everything else, like family and stuff. So I feel like my social life, as far as like aside from you, like in my social life with just my friends, is a little bit harder to like balance out too. And that's something else that I didn't think about when I was the single friend. I didn't think about that stuff. I didn't think like they've got so much to have like to balance out. It's not just their friendships anymore. It's not just their family, but they've got this relationship, and relationships take so much work. And, especially if you're not living together and you don't get to see each other often, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of work to like, work on a relationship and stuff. It takes a long time. And
Yeah.
do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, you just can't relate. Like it's really hard to put it in perspective.
When you're single, you can't relate
You
to it.
don't know
but
what
then,
to think about.
Yeah, once you're
consider.
like, I would have been like, like now I'm thinking like, oh, my friends are probably thinking I'm like flaky or I never show up. But the thing is, like, if I have one day off during the week, because I work 2 jobs, if I have one day off during the week from my second job, I'm gonna either take advantage of that by seeing you or by getting things done at my place or seeing family, whatever it is, you know. And it's hard because you got to balance all of that out.
Yeah,
And I
you
think
do a
when
lot.
you're,
You always have something. When I remember when I first started dating, I noticed that. Before, I almost never had nothing, anything going on, so it was kind of me playing video games or trying to, like, make some music, whatever, just like fell into my lap that day, or just what I felt like doing that day. And with you, it was, you always had something planned during the week, and it was in
yeah,
the beginning it was a bit overwhelming. I was just like, okay, we did something all last weekend. Can I just have like a weekend to myself? And it was like, no, Jackie's got something else going on. And I try not to be so selfish. I saw that in myself. I was like, hey, just don't just want all this me time. Like, she wants to spend time with you. Like, just appreciate that. And she likes you so much. She wants to be around you. And that, it helps me reflect too in a lot of different ways. And you've helped me build myself up in just the first year. Like, I've grown a lot, and I'm ready to just keep growing. But yeah, not to get all extra sentimental about it.
you always get so extra sentimental about it. I love it.
Yeah, you get me all good, babe.
Okay, so you see, now you got me feeling all.
Talk about it, baby. Tell me some words, say some things and some stuff, and we can't be quiet. You can't do this. We gotta
No,
stay
I
words.
know.
So we're talking about relationships, your friendships. Do you notice what you used to tell me about how Maddie, when she first started dating Corey, it was a bit like
It was hard for me.
Yeah.
Because I felt like I had lost my friend. I felt like it was all about Corey. And then, like, on top of that, I had just moved to LA. So I just started working in LA. So the little bit of time that I had, I wanted to, like, try and hang out with her, but she was always hanging out with Corey. And I got mad. And I've told
So
her
you
now.
did get mad.
I did. And I've told her now too, like, I've been like, dude, like, I used to get really mad about the fact that, like, I felt like you never wanted to make time for me. But like I said, now being in a relationship, I feel so bad now, like, feeling that way, because like, I get it now. Like, 100% get it.
Jealous.
Especially,
You jealous.
yeah, because it sucked. And I was like, and my thing was always, I want to hang out with both of you. Like, I don't, like, if the thing is that you want to be with your boyfriend or your girlfriend or whatever, I want to hang out with both of you. So I
stay like right there on the mic, because I think that distance you're good there.
Right there.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I was always like, I want to hang out. I don't mind hanging out. That's why I like, okay, my relationship with Elise and Travell, it's really great because Travell has always been, like, open to hanging out, like, the 3 of us. And he's like a brother to me. So I've always enjoyed hanging out with both of them. And I've always been a great third wheel with them. And that's what I wanted with Corey and Maddie. And I think now it's getting to that point, but it's even better now because it's like, we can do, like, the, double date thing now. But yeah, I used to get mad.
Yeah.
I definitely felt that. So,
But at least now you can relate. Have you ever talked
now
about that?
I can relate.
You've told her, haven't you? You're like,
yeah,
that
no, I've told
kinda
her now.
sucked.
I've told her now. I'm like, dude, I feel bad because I did get mad at you at one point, and I did get upset about it, but I get it now. I 100% get it.
Yeah, don't touch this anymore. It looks like your mic might fall down. No, because it was getting loose.
Oh.
That's why I had to go over there, just in case. I don't want that thing to just plop on your lap.
Oh.
But yeah, so.
But yeah, so relationships.
If
being
you're
in a
upset now, if
being in a
any of you are
relationship,
out there, your friends are in a new relationship, and you feel like they're just forgetting about you, or you're just like a tumbleweed just going down the road alone or something
What?
like that. I don't fucking know. Just don't trip. I mean, your friends, they haven't forgot about you if they're good people, and if they did forget about you, then they're not your friends.
yeah,
Just move on.
I haven't forgotten about my friends. It's just that it's like, it's so much that I'm like, having to balance out in my life. And yeah, I've made my relationship kind of a priority, just like I've made family a priority, and when I make work a priority, like it's one of my priorities. And it's not that my friendships aren't,
It's just finding that
when I
balance.
have free time, I want to spend it with my
Me.
boyfriend. Yeah, I want to spend it with my boyfriend. But I do want to try, like, it's just easier to get together with a couple, or to get together with someone who's willing to hang out with a couple.
Yeah.
For me personally, like, if you're willing to hang out with a couple. Now, every once in a while, like, I went out Friday night with Shelby, and it was a lot of fun. I didn't feel like, I think partially was because I was upset at you, but
Wait, why were you upset at me?
because you just had a bad attitude over text. I was just really annoyed.
Oh no! So I'm gonna put you on blast here.
No,
because you're gonna.
That's not
keep
fair. I don't have my
assuming-
phone.
You're gonna keep telling me that, like, you keep bringing that. You brought that up a few times, and
Oh my
I know
God.
when I as I talk, nobody believes me because I'm like kind of a dick. But at this point, I just see a lot of "I love you."
I
love
did
you,
exaggerate,
I
though.
love you too.
I did kind of.
Yeah, I mean, from what
I
from
admitted
where
in the end I exaggerated, but I felt like you
like
had
you
a bad
had you.
attitude.
So I said something along the lines of, I said a joke or something, and it was something about 69, and you're like, what?
And I was completely clueless. Which, by the
Right.
way, later on I was like, oh yeah, 69.
But you didn't say that in your head that way, in that tone.
No, I didn't. At the
You were
moment,
like, yeah, so?
no.
And I
At the
was like,
moment, I
okay,
literally
goodbye.
no. In my head, I was like, so like, I don't get it. I didn't get what you were saying
The,
or why you made the joke.
that's why I
at
told
all.
you that. In the beginning of our relationship, I told you I hate texting because you don't hear.
I
like, if you
hadn't
would have
seen
said
you
it,
for
if
2
you would have
days.
said
I
it,
wanted to talk to you.
I understand, love. I'm just saying, if you would have said it to me, like, face to face or over the phone, I could have heard it in your voice immediately, and I would have known if you were had a bad attitude in general, and you would have heard my attitude in my voice. You would have just, okay, he's pissed anyway. I don't even know what to think, or like not know what to think. Just don't know how to react.
Yeah,
I guess.
texting is not good for relationships.
Texting is not good for me because I get busy all the time, and like sometimes I get to a point where I get tunnel vision on like whatever I'm doing. And if like my phone rings, even if it's my brother's, like I'm in a group chat with my brothers, I'll get like 4 texts in a row while I'm trying to do something. I'm really focused, and I'm like, I get pissed for a couple
Yeah.
seconds. I'm like, fuck, all right, do not disturb, and then I turn it off, gone, and then I'm good. But it's like that quick instant. It's just like, oh, get away! I'm trying to do what I'm trying to do, but they're not. It's not like I'm not being. If I was being a dick, then I'd tell them like, can you guys fuck off? But like that's fucking stupid. I'm not gonna do that. But
No, yeah,
I
I
just
definitely
have,
agree
like,
though. I definitely agree
temperament
though that
issues.
texting for us personally, we've had really bad experiences, and texting for us is just not always. I know if we were to text the entire day, that's a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
Like we can't do that because one, I think I kind of get bored.
Unless we're in a very, very good mood and there's a lot going on.
Or like we have a
very
lot to
rare.
say, like there's a lot going on and I'm like, hey, like this is going on, or like if we're really having a conversation about something, then definitely I think it's like, yeah, let's text through the day, but I don't think it's always a good idea for us. I've definitely noticed. So yeah, so if you're having problems with your relationship, and it's the texting.
Try to balance out texting and phone calls.
Yeah, do more of texting.
Because I feel like,
for us personally, it works better.
yeah, because we grew up on texting essentially.
Yeah.
I
I was
halfway
more
through our
comfortable
life,
texting a guy when I would first meet someone. I'm more comfortable texting them than calling them.
All girls are. I mean, like, that's why Tinder is such a thing.
Yeah,
I think Tinder conditioned us to be that way.
probably.
A little more than we're used to. But, like, even IM did that, and then MySpace did that, and then Facebook, and...
I don't even remember MySpace.
You don't? That was the shit, making your profile page all
I
legit.
know.
It was mainly the song. It was having some...
The song
for me, it
was the
having
big
some
thing.
cool snowboarding picture, and then, like, a fucking cool stoner song or
If
some
you had a
shit
really
that
good
nobody
song,
had.
then you were a really cool person.
Yeah.
You were a popular
You were
kid.
cool, but you weren't.
No, because you had like 5 friends.
Yeah. I hang out with like 3 of these 400 friends I got.
Yeah. I
Sweet.
never had 400 friends.
I don't even know how many friends I
I
had.
probably had like 100.
I tried to have a lot for some stupid reason. The dopamine. Let's call it a night. Thank you all for listening. We're gonna come back next week with a new segment. Don't know the subject yet, but
If you guys are following J2 Talks on Instagram,
send us a comment
Twitter,
if you want us to talk anything about
Facebook, send us a comment. Give us advice too on like what you guys think. We've got a lot of friends and family listening, so give us some advice. Send us a comment on what you want to hear about.
Or if any improvements, like we're always open to some criticism, but don't be a dick. But
it's okay. You can be a dick.
Yeah, I won't get my feelings hurt, but
I'll
just
take
don't
it.
do it.
He's
It's not
always
necessary.
a dick, so I'm just kidding. I
lie.
love you.
Don't make me look like a dick on the internet, love. Goodness gracious.
Kidding.
Okay.
So,
Peace out. Peace out, world.
Bye, guys.